is usually the first hint that the movie you're watching is gonna end up being pretty bad. Is it the acting? Is it the direction? Is it the fact that your movie is called Porno Holocaust? Well, in the case of Hell's Bloody Devils, it doesn't even wait for the picture to start. It gives us the trailer for the movie before the credits roll. Of course, I can't say I was actually sold on a movie with the title of Hell's Bloody Devils, as if I was expecting devils that didn't come from hell, and that weren't just a tad bit bloody. Well, if you aren't instantly detracted from the title, don't worry. The trailer has a choice warning for you.
The shocking scenes you're about to see are not suggested for the weak or immature.
The weak or immature? It's rare that I see an exploitation film that tries to keep out the retarded.
If you cannot take it, we advise you to now patronize a concession stand.
Well, you don't have to tell me to patronize the concessions. All I'm saying is that the virginal pockmarked clerk should know the difference between Mounds and an Almond Joy. But most of this trailer is, of course, made up of thunderous sounds of motorcycles. Bags! Holy shit, so much action in that trailer. I know that when the movie starts, it is instantly going to be action-packed. What the hell? I've never seen a movie use its behind-the-scenes footage of actors mingling as its fucking padding. I don't like the look of this. I don't like it that the cast and crew of this biker movie are acting as if they aren't on drugs. And what the fuck? They ride their motorcycles in a straight line? Come on, just weave 1 foot over and you can destroy the camera. The movie's only chance of continuing. If the prologue is any indication, the Hell's Bloody Devils are just a bunch of assholes. And Nazi assholes to boot. Good lord, that man's dick is a fucking skinhead. This sequence certainly sets the tone for the movie. It's going to be violent, it's going to be grainy, and I'm pretty sure another goat is gonna get fucked. But then, the opening credits come along. This is the opening credits. The biker feel of the movie is lost. I now feel like I'm watching a Charlie Brown movie.
No matter is the later when the sun sets down, it is gone Charlie Brown. So race for your life. Take a chance, cause there's no second dance.
The credits also keep flashing up a $20 bill, as if to say to us, yes, this movie cost us at least $20. But if you thought that the credits already seemed out of place, look at what tone it takes next.
When you play the game, you always deal. I never show to anyone how you feel. Act the part, make it look like it's real. Faker.
I totally remember this Bond movie. It's the one where Roger Moore fought a gang of midget bikers with nut-crushing hands, led by Christopher Lee and a cyborg Charles Gray.
A danger is your middle name, you need to thrive. Faker.
Who is this Faker they're singing about? There is no one in this movie named Faker. I can only assume that somewhere there's a spy movie named Faker that has a theme song about biker seat rash. What's this now? Assistant to the director, Graydon Clark? Perfect, because you want your second in command to be the guy who brought us Angel's Revenge. The secret agent that the opening credits wasn't singing about is Agent Mark Adams, who we see here almost getting hit by a truck. Gotta say, this is the first time on this show that I was actually fearful of the actor's safety. The rest of the movie is told in flashback from Mark in the hospital, and luckily, his flashbacks come with narration.
Joe had been contacted by the new Nazi party. I thought they had all disappeared into the woodwork. Must have been a very good year for nuts.
You know, this Dragnet-style Vegas narration almost seems a little too classy to be talking about Nazis. What's next? I'm gonna see the Rat Pack talk about the Children's Crusades? Mark is assigned to investigate a new formation of a modern-day Nazi party that's in the business of distributing counterfeit $20 bills. Here you go, spend that wisely, Sonny. Go make the opening credits. Or maybe spend it on some better lighting. Easy there, Chief. Get that flashlight centered. Perfect. Scene is lit. Luckily, we get a solid briefing from the agents to talk over the assignment.
Operation Cicero.
How do you know about that, Adams?
That's in all the books, Bruno. Except Playboy, of course.
Haha! Clearly, you are not aware of Playboy's Women of the SS issue. Like every secret agent, though, Mark is required to have a thing for the ladies.
Are you old enough?
Chronologically or physically?
Well, let's start with the chronological.
I'll be 17 next month.
No, don't do it, Polanski.
Maybe we should wait a little while.
Now.
Yes, the makings of a perfect swingin' 60s secret agent. Statutory rape! And what does all of this have to do with the Hell's Bloody Devils? Well, we get to see them try to attack one of the Nazi higher-ups. Oh shit, not in the drums! Thankfully, this leads to some kind of chase sequence, even if it doesn't involve motorcycles. Whoa, where are we right now? First we're in Jaws 3D, and now we're in Lethal Weapon 2?
Are you all right? Come on.
Thanks, Foley guy. Luckily, the Nazi lady ends up in the arms of Agent Adams, where we find out that she too is an agent planted in with the other Nazi upper class. Okay, so less our man Flint and more The Spy Who Loved Me. You know, another movie whose elements belong in a biker movie.
I want Kruger. He murdered my family at Auschwitz.
But enough about that. Jesus, movie, give her some more lines than that.
Have you ever hated? Really hated? I hate.
I hate! At least when you have two spies working together in this swingin' 60s movie, surely there will be a fancy dinner date involved with some wine, some caviar, or the Colonel's fried chicken? Shit, between this and Deathbed, what's with the movies I've been watching lately featuring people who think that the Double Down is an appropriate first date dish?
Isn't that the most wonderful chicken you ever ate?
What the fuck? Yeah, your eyes are not lying to you. That is the real Colonel Sanders himself, cameoing in an exploitation film. How? Wait, I got a better question. Why? Believe it or not, Colonel Sanders was a rather large supporter of these drive-in exploitation flicks, providing free food and catering for the cast and crew in exchange for some product placement and a little cameo. Which also explains Jack from Jack in the Box's foray into anal porn. No matter how bizarre the sight of Colonel Sanders in a supposed Nazi biker film is, it almost makes sense. Because this movie is about as jumbled together as the fucking Famous Bowls. Again, where are the Nazi bikers? What's that? No time for bikers? Time for a love montage?
Blow by when...
No, we're not done with the walking take yet. Get back there in the shot. But there can't be just one Bond, Adams girl in the movie. That's why he's partnered up with this sassy redhead who is not about to fall for the old Adams charm.
Haven't I seen you someplace before?
Very possibly. I get around quite a bit. Not as much as you, of course.
You see, you like to... fuck. I see what they're doing here. They're practicing for when they have to do this in Goldfinger's barn. The only other thing this movie has in common with Goldfinger is that it's got the girl in gold boots in it. I would say that she must be on loan from Ted V. Michaels, but you cannot convince me that Ted V. Michaels and Al Adamson aren't the same fucking person. But if you thought they wore out their cameo welcome with the girl in gold boots, then just you wait. Yep, John Carradine. I've said this before, I just assume John Carradine is in every movie I watch. Though this time around, it's nice to see him in a movie where he's not dead. I can't really prolong this anymore. I'm sure that it's become completely apparent that this movie was never intended to be a biker film. The original intent of the movie was to be a spy film called Operation M, but was never picked up for distribution and sat on the shelf for 3 years, until Adamson got the bright idea to insert bikers into the mix, which for some reason made it an easy sell. I don't get that logic. Was there really some executive who said, I don't want to release your spy film, but if you add 5 minutes of rapist bikers, you've got yourself a deal? And this isn't the only time Adamson did this. Remember Blood of Ghastly Horror? The heist film that somehow morphed into a zombie flick with John Carradine? That's the Adamson method. Don't make the movie you want to make now. Make the movie you think it'll be in 3 years. But at least we get some rip-roaring biker stunts like high-fiving in mid-air, probably about something racist, or picking up Penny Lane and Gloria Steinem hitchhiking. Ooh, I smell a threesome! Oh yes, nothing hotter than getting it on next to a cackling John Belushi. Al Adamson is one of the only directors who can Godfrey Ho his own fucking movies, but I guarantee you that this guy here is no Pierre Kirby.
Where are you heading?
Just looking for a little excitement.
Found it?
I think I have
Well, let's get it on.
Forget Pierre Kirby. This guy isn't even Peter Fonda's stunt double. The biggest stunt in the movie isn't even from the bikers, or the three-wheeled bikers, but it's from the spy movie, thanks to this cameo from Toots' The Driving Cat.
He drives around all over the town. Toots the driving cat.
All of this biker footage isn't even spliced in correctly with the other movie.
I hear, Joe. I hear.
Oh, that was nice of the biker movie to interrupt the other movie's soundtrack. Another part has the bikers supposedly trying to jump Agent Adams. I mean, a man who obviously isn't Agent Adams. Of course, maybe I'm being too hard on the bikers, because the spy movie itself is still pretty poorly edited. I'll tell you why, because Mark Adams can summon a bad cut by standing perfectly still.
The police will be here any minute. I suggest we go unless you'd like to answer their questions.
Mark, please trust me.
Why?
It's pretty hard to pay attention to anything in the last 20 minutes because the bikers are killed off at the 1 hour mark with a fucking pen. An entire bike gang is killed by the same method used to stop fucking Boris from GoldenEye. The rest of the movie is just the spies having a shootout with the non-biker Nazis. But who cares? The title characters are gone! This movie isn't supposed to be about spies. It's supposed to be about the Hell's Bloody Devils. Or the Bloody Devils. Shit, not only is the title misleading about the plot, it's also misleading about the name of the fucking gang. Well, with the bikers gone, who is supposed to be the villain now? Kruger? Wait, Kruger?
You want me to cooperate?
Oh, well, that's nothing. Just wait for him to shoot himself and you'll be fine. Or the movie could cut to some other stuff, then cut back to the hot agent who is mysteriously dead. That was less a death scene and more of a I'm gonna focus my thoughts on something else scene. Adamson is wounded by not Octopussy, and the villains get away in the helicopter, leaving a defeated and injured Adams looking on in sadness. What? How did... Alright. I don't care. I'm gonna assume that Adams blew up the fucking helicopter with his disappointment. It makes me wonder if even the celluloid of the 60s was taking acid. Just the idea of shooting biker footage to insert into a terrible and boring spy caper seems like more trouble than it's worth. Of course, taking the lens cap off to shoot this film also seems like more trouble than it's worth. But it is certainly a rare kind of movie, a spy film with elements of a biker movie that leaves you wanting fried chicken.
Time to feed Birdie.